Yeah, yeah, I'm down for anything. I mean, you want to talk current events? You want to talk about the Iranian shit going on?
Oh, so I was talking to Julian about Russia, right?
Okay.
And I was telling you that I didn't know if I came off as like, why don't you know about your national politics? But it was more of like, for me, it was more of like, I think I told you, like, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, if you're not interested, you don't care. It kind of makes me feel like, okay, you don't suffer whatever consequences. Like, doesn't mean something's gonna happen to you, but like, don't be mad if something you could have been involved to say something about. You know,
Yeah.
no, you're not much you can do about Russia, but anyways, I thought it was an interesting topic to talk about. But I also thought it was kind of cool. Like, yeah, man, if someone doesn't give a fuck, they could just not give a fuck, fool. That's how awesome. Like, it's handled, bro. It's handled.
Yeah.
Like, what do I care about Russia? I'm not gonna do nothing. If he starts some shit, my primo in the Marines, he's gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Do something. Yeah.
and so I was telling him that I enjoy politics, but I don't necessarily enjoy it as in like, oh, I'm a Republican and I have these ideologies and shit. I more enjoy it of like I have a perception of how to solve certain problems, and I agree with a certain fucking group about certain things.
Mm.
But where I get a kick out of it in politics is trying to predict what's gonna happen, being like, "Oh, these motherfuckers are up to something," and trying to be like, "Oh, I knew it. They were gonna do that." And so I was telling him like my biggest thing about Russia isn't like fuck Putin for invading Ukraine and these this sovereign nation, all this. Nah, for my shit is like, you dumb fuck. We've put this fucking illusion of you being the grand old fucking Russian bear fucking killer, and we gotta invest in the military, and we gotta fucking have this and that because we don't fucking know the Cold War never fucking ended. All that shit. And this fool went in there and made a fucking fool of himself. And so now the smokes and mirrors are gone. So like, what do we do?
No one's scared of him anymore, other than the nukes.
So what do we do? So now we are really our only enemy that we could say like, and I like, is that smokes and mirrors too? China, bro.
Are they really that tough? I think they are. I think China is more advanced as far as technology wise than Russia because I think Russia.
But is that a part of the illusion that we're taught so that we think like that? But if you were really someone who was like in their Chinese military or someone who like
They're like our
you,
planes are trash.
you're trying
Yeah.
to explain to Putin like, bro, I know
Well,
I know it's Ukraine and I know it's a little thing, but like, I don't think you can do it.
you think people are gonna support the cause if they think they're trash, and we're just gonna go out there and mop them up? Of course not. Like
Nah.
Iraq, for example.
It's like
We knew we were going to destroy them. But like these big powers, it makes people want to join the military. It makes people want to spend more money and get involved because they create this big bad. And I think throughout history, they've always created the big bad. You go back all the ways to like the Roman days. The Persians were the big bad.
18 the Polak, invading fucking Mexico and shit, starting the fight at the Rio and shit.
I've always been fascinated with history. I was a history buff, so I can go way back. I mean, I would watch ridiculous history, documentaries on YouTube just for
What was
fun.
it something you saw or was it just available to you so you just ended up liking the topic?
I have a yearn for knowledge, and when it comes to like history repeating itself and learning from history, that's where it came from. Like I wanted to know why we do stupid shit, and I could look back in older times and see, oh, this is why, because we can't get over this bullshit or this perspective that we think we have, like we're better than everybody. When really it's the wrong perspective to have in the world. We really should like our comedy scene where I'm like all for the scene. The scene is the reason why we're successful. The more we put into this, but other people want to be selfish. Like I'm the shit. I'm the fucking America. You know what I mean? So it's a direct analogy to fucking in life, in history, and perspective you can get too.
That's definitely a topic that's been reoccurring with some of the comics I've talked to because, um, we can call the people the old heads and we can call the people who are up and coming in the last, let's say, like 2-3 years as the newer comics. But the more and more comics there is, the more and more drive there's going to be for people to not be greedy, but be like, you know what, like we don't have an open mic on Wednesdays. Let me do an open mic on Wednesdays. Like, do it, man. I can find a mic on Wednesdays, and then find a spot and be like, hey, everybody got fucking. I found a spot, bro. Fucking let's do a comedy. Let's go. And the only part is like, how's that community? Is that community gonna be like, fuck yeah, we needed a fucking Wednesday mic. I got another day to practice my shit. And there's gonna be other people who are like, Nah, bro, I was fucking working on a Wednesday night. Okay, you're working on a Wednesday night, but I got us a Wednesday night. Nah, man. I was like, well, how about I'll do mine at early. I'll do mine like people getting out of work, right? Like 6:30. What time you gonna do yours? You know, like nah, man, I got Wednesdays. It's like
Like you cornered the market like it's a
yeah,
monopoly.
and it's like, hey, bro, actually, the best thing for us to have is two mics. That way we can, it's less. We can carpool together, just go for one mic too. Like,
I never
well,
understood that, bro. It's I'm just gonna throw it out there. There was a time when we were spoken to by somebody of a figure, and they're like, if you do this mic on this day, you will not be allowed to come to our mic on the same day. And it just was mind-boggling to me because in LA and everywhere else, you try to hit as many mics as you fucking can. And you have to get that work. So you're basically telling me I can't get better because you're gonna stop me from my reps, getting my
because
reps
you
in.
want me to hang out somewhere where it's not my problem to fucking keep people here, bro. Like
That's your job.
your job is to keep the audience here. I'm not taking the audience anywhere. You keep them here. You could do another show after that. You could do a second mic, open mic, do something else. You know, put on some other entertainment. You got them in there, keep them in there, feed them or some shit. But instead, they're like, their their concepts is wrong. One thing I'll tell you that I think with the open mics, why people fight so much is that they promote it wrong. They'll go to a business and tell a business how like all these people are gonna come in there and hang out. And it's like, no, that's not how you sell to a business. You tell a business like, hey, bro, your Wednesday nights, or you know, this is what I always told people. What's your worst night? What's your worst night? Fucking dead here, but you're open. Oh, fucking Wednesday, bro. Wednesdays from like 6 to 8. I don't have any customers. I get the
Yeah.
drinkers come in at 8.
Yeah.
It's like, how about this? You know, we do the comedy show. Sign up at 6:30. Everybody starts getting in here. It's get a little crowded. People see that it's popping a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just the mic people. And then by the time we get the fuck out of there, you've already pulled in the what the fuck is going on over there.
Right. You build the buzz.
And so then we get the fuck out of there, and you got them doing. You got your homie sending country music, or you got someone doing, you know, karaoke or something. Do your fucking thing. You know why? Why am I fucking traveling to spend all this money in your place and shit? You know, and I don't know why they do that because nobody fucking pays for anything. I don't think I've ever been to a mic where people were like, "Hey, bro, let's show this business love and buy all the fucking wings and all the fucking beer." No, people are like, let me get a water because I gotta get on the fucking bus to get to the next mic.
Mhm.
You know that should be the concept of everybody. When I was in LA, that's what I did. I would do 4 to 5 mics every fucking night,
Yep.
and it helped me so much because I told people I wouldn't even have a set. I would go in the morning, try my whatever I was thinking about while I was at work or whatever I was talking about on my break, and then go do the joke, fucking cut the fat, what doesn't work, what might work, what can I work on, and go to the next mic. By the fucking 5th mic, I knew what I knew it was just not gonna work.
Yeah.
What I'm on to, like, oh, okay, this is like talking about my dad dead is people fucking like it. I thought people would get kind of sad to bring the room down, but it's like people won't stop fucking laughing. I kind of feel like an asshole. People laughing at my dad and shit. Like, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, people, you know, I try to get into why people like a joke about my dad dead, but I think of a lot of it is just because I'm being so chill about it. You know, I'm making light of like
Yeah.
finding my dad dead, and I have had maybe 3 people kind of tell me that the reason they were laughing so hard because they would tell me like, oh fuck, I couldn't even hear what you're saying because my fucking girl was laughing or my brother was laughing or my aunt was laughing, and then they go, just they've lost somebody. And then the little tags that I was giving, the little things, even though they were to make the crowd laugh, they were kind of like sentimental things that they had to them. Because there's one joke where I was sitting there, I was sitting there and I was laughing, and everybody was looking at me like, why is this fool laughing? You know, he's weird or something, right? But I'm laughing because I'm like, damn, like, where the fuck were all you guys yesterday when I had to lift the fucker up, you know, and I couldn't do it, and I'm struggling to pick him up, and then where the fuck were all you guys? Oh, now all of a sudden you guys could be here on the dime and shit, and when I was saying, hey man, I could use help whenever I can, crickets, you know.
Yeah.
So like to me that shit was funny, bro. So I was just sitting there laughing to myself. But when I make that joke, when I go like, you know, where the fuck were you yesterday? Fucking people laugh and they go, yeah, I felt like that too, man. Like, where the fuck were you? Where the fuck were all these people when I was going through all this shit? But it's so different and subtle that you can just laugh about it.
Yeah, people feel it. Like, it's like part of their DNA. It almost is like it's embedded in them because like they felt something like that, so they can relate. There's been countless times where somebody after the show or after a performance or open mic even, they'll be like, "Damn, dog, I felt like I was right there at the house party with you. Like I've been to that house party before, and I'm explaining the situation that transpired." Or I'll say something. He's like, "I felt like I was in the cipher right there with you because I was telling like the cipher joke and shit." And it's just like it's so gratifying that that moment in time that you felt, that person totally stranger feels the same exact way. You know, whether it's something that relatable to them or just they can see themselves in that situation. I can imagine being there, you know, at that moment. And that's really what I fucking love about comedy, man. It's just like this connective tissue of all of us in some roundabout way. You know, you may think we're completely different in different backgrounds and upbringing, but this one fucking joke we can all fucking relate to. It's crazy.
Do you watch any sports?
I'm a huge sports fanatic. Kobe is better than Jordan. Fuck the Dodgers, man. They're like my fucking worst girlfriend ever. My Titans, they're like another fucking bad bitch that I can't stand, but I can't get enough of. My Lakers, I mean, I'm a devoted lover fan of these teams, you know, ever since I was a kid. So it's heartbreaking, man. Like, I take that shit personal. Like Jordan, I take that shit personal. When fucking last night losing to the Padres, bro, I was fucking pissed. Like, I'm on this huge high, you know, of throwing my show and Good Fools Entertainment going off and this great night. And then I look at my fucking ticker real quick and I'm just like, pinche.
Do you get more positivity since like your teams do bad sometimes, right? And I would think the more sports you enjoy, the more teams that let you down.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
so I'm like, for you, has the sports or the teams that you liked brought you more joy than pain?
Yes. Yes, because the joy doesn't just come from the game or the decision. It's more than that. The joy comes with the community, the people that you watch this with, the people you talk shit with at the water, you know, at the water fucking coolers talk type stuff. Like just the camaraderie of being a part of it. And in our own little perspective, we have our opinions. Like we fucking know what we're talking about. And everyone has a fucking opinion, you know, like what should be done. And I don't know. I just think the whole community behind it, I think, is really what the joy is. Not so. Yeah, I love when we win. I love when we score touchdowns or fucking home runs, and that's fucking great. But like, the stories and the experiences around that, you know, that's what really makes it something that I enjoy more than anything.
I just watched the Raiders.
I'm sorry.
I've always felt that it's brought me more joy than
That's rough.
than pain. My most the the most thing I enjoy sometimes is just fucking yelling at the TV. Like even if we're losing and I'm yelling, like it's getting out my aggressions from like the past week.
Yeah.
Like I really don't have to. Which that said, I fucking missed the game. It was at 1 today. God damn. Fucking idiot. I don't even know. Hopefully we beat the fucking. Who were we playing? The Patriots or who do we play?
Mm-hmm.
Titans. We played the Titans.
Yeah, we beat you guys.
You guys won?
That was
Titans
earlier
won?
this
Titans
week.
won?
That was like, I think.
That was Monday. That was Monday, and they
No,
have a
it's-
game today. They played Monday, and they have a game today.
Well, we played you guys like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
That was a pregame, or that was first game?
No, it was 2 or 3 weeks
second
ago
game,
we
yeah.
beat you guys. Yeah. That was fun because all my homies are Raiders fans. My family, my grandfather. There's so like growing up, dude. Like everyone, when you're a kid, you get like a fucking sales pitch. My uncle would buy me a Christmas fucking sweater of Cowboys. You know, he wanted me to be, and it's a Letterman's one. So that shit was tight. Sometimes a motherfucker gets cold. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I'm putting this shit on. You know. My Theo would buy me a pullover, you know, fucking Niners. I didn't ever like a red color. I don't know. The red and gold just didn't look good on me. But when I put that Bombers fucking Houston Oilers with the baby powder blue, bro, I look at myself in the mirror and I was just like, damn, that's what I look like right there. And it just felt right when I was playing Tecmo Bowl and I'm the fucking Oilers, you know, and they're throwing all over fools. I remember Tecmo Bowl had an unstoppable play and certain teams had them. The very first one. So you had Chicago to the white boy tight end, I think. The Niners had one in the middle. It was a slant. And then the Oilers had one too, but it was this fucking roundabout, like, wheel route. And for some fucking reason, when you threw it on the wheel route, like, after 40 yards, the defender would just turn away the opposite direction. So I'd go down the sideline every time.
How how deep will your fandom go? Like, are you down to do like gang activity
No.
as a kind of like the hooligans?
Yeah.
You down for hooligan shit?
Like, okay, I think the
Like, I shouldn't say gang. That was a kind of extreme.
all right. So like, you know, in England it's different, right?
Yeah.
Like they have these crews and they
That's
go
what I'm saying,
around and
hooligans,
fuck
yeah,
fools
yeah.
up. Yeah. So from that perspective, no, I don't think.
Shortage of questions in this life. That's
My fucking NPR. My
Yeah,
bad. My
it's all
bad.
good. It's all good.
Fucking NPR.
Yeah. So from that perspective, I could never see myself throwing up the set for the fucking team. But like, I mean, I get it when they're in the parking lots and like they're walking out and you just caught a L. Like, I get it. Like these fools are talking mad shit and you don't know how to take it. But really, that's self-discipline. Like more so than anything, like if I want to go into a fight, there's no reason really. I'm wanting to fight that day. I'm wanting to fuck some. There's been shit going on throughout my life or something that brought me to this point where I need to knock this motherfucker out.
Bro, are you one of those? Like, if you beat the shit out of dude, you be like letting out aggression and shit. Like you were hitting a pillow with the therapist and shit.
Nah, I get
beat
my
the fuck out of
aggression out
somebody?
other ways now, but when I was a kid, yeah. Like I told the story last night. My dad told me, if you see some dude in house slippers and a white tee, he's all fuck him up now because later he's gonna have a knife or a gun and try to kill you.
Oh shit.
So walking through like second, third, fourth grade, you know, like as a kindergartner, my dad's telling me this shit. So all I wanted to do was knock motherfuckers out, bro. And the way the story goes is like my grandma went to a family reunion one time and told everybody, Bobby had a gang when he was 6 years old. No, I did not have a gang, Grandma. What I did is there was a bunch of kids that got beat up that became my friend because I could fuck up the bullies. So I was a bully buster, you know? And then I got to a point where like I just wanted to fuck a fool up, you know? That was just what I wanted to do. And it was kind of like a game where like, okay, they would jump me with like a bunch of fools later, but then I'd get this fool like at school by himself.
Do you think since I mean it sounds like you're confident in your ability to defend yourself or if you wanted to fuck someone up you could. Do you think a lot of the why you wouldn't be a hooligan is because you've seen the other fans?
Yeah.
Like you've seen your other Titan fans and you're like, you know what, I don't think I want to have that fool's back.
Yeah.
Whereas like me, I think I would be down for it because I'm like, well, fucking Raiders, we're all fucking desmadrosos and shit. So like I think I'd be all right if we all just threw down with the fucking Chargers or we all threw down with the fucking Niners and shit. We would be all right if there's enough of us, you know?
If the numbers are even.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because of my upbringing, I got so much fighting out of my way. I got it out there. I think it was a good, like growing up, going to boxing. You know, my neighbor was a boxing coach, so I could go in his garage and I could do work. And he'd set me up with fights with like kids older than me. So like I really got prolific at knocking fools out and wasting energy. You're not wasting energy and shit. So as I got older, I just kind of got tired of it because like this like who am I trying to prove I am? You know what I mean? Like I started like going through history class, you know, learning history and stuff of myself. I started analyzing and just like I was a different person back then because I was like so trying to win my dad's fucking appreciation. And his perspective was we went to Jefferson Park. He knocked this dude named Debo out. And all throughout my upbringing, when I go to play basketball, this fool remembers me being the son of the guy who got beat his ass. He'd call me Centennial. He's like, what's up, Centennial? And like I'd see him all the time at Jefferson Park, at Patriots Park, wherever I was playing basketball. And it was just like, this dude's fucking cool. You know, he's not a bad guy. It just happened that one time, and he got socked up by my pops.
Yeah, that's rough, man. My dad never really told me to fight people. He would just say like, he really was a peaceful guy, but he was also old. He was when I was born, he was 51. So by the time like I'm like a teenager, he's kind of old, you know. And so he'd always be like, you know, just don't start fights. Just be aware that if you kill somebody sometimes, and you know that there's consequences for that shit too. You know, you didn't mean to kill the guy. You're just trying to defend yourself. You know, just consequences. And he said also, if you could just avoid it, man, because it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But he'd also say too, if someone came at you, not necessarily like swinging, but he's all, if someone walks up to you, that's trash. You need to throw something away. Like,
Yeah, I'm going to empty this out.
oh, yeah, you can throw it in there. What do you call it? He said if anybody came up at you like with aggression, not swinging, but just like coming at you like, oh, this motherfucker wants something, like he wants to fight or something. He's like, if they have a closed fist, hit the fucker first.
Yep.
Kind of how you said about the shirts and shit and the slip-ons and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, if that fool has a fist and he's coming at you, don't wait for that fucker to hit you. Fucking clock him.
Take flight.
ran right. Yeah.
Because how many times you were the second one to hit and the teacher sees you or the fucking cop sees you, but you get that first hit off and no one fucking can be the wiser. Yeah, it's tactical too, bro.
So one thing I like to talk about, I like to try to sneak it into the interviews here and there. So I like to learn about someone's like philosophy or kind of
Mindset.
their mindset on certain like subjects. So
Okay.
like one thing I like to ask you, and I think is something I want to start out with everybody is, why are we here? Why do you believe we're here as human beings? Like, why do you exist?
I think we're here for a bigger purpose. And it's not for us. If you think about yourself and your purpose, you've missed the whole point, bro. The purpose and the point of this is others. You know, what is your legacy that you're going to leave when you pass on? For me, it's the lives I've affected. It's the moments that we've shared. It's the time that we've, spent together. Memories. So really, it should be like, how many great memories can you have in this world, and how many people can you, positively affect in a positive manner? I think like it's just like I always say, what energy you put in this universe, you'll get out. So if you want to put negative energy, that's what you're going to reciprocate. But at the same time, if you can make an impact, you can leave a presence, and not in wealth, but just who this person was. Like when they remember me, I want them to fucking smile, and I'll be like, oh, fuck that guy, fucking douchebag. Like that's it. Like, I mean, yeah, we're supposed to reproduce, all that kind of shit. I have a daughter, if you want to have kids, but not everyone needs to have kids to make an impact in this world. You know what I mean? There's other ways, and that's the beauty of life, is we can find our own little paths and our own little journeys. But that's what it's really about, though, the journey. People always want to talk about the destination, but that's the thing Kobe would always preach about, is like, you embrace the journey. The real joy is in the journey, the struggles, the ups and the downs. And that's the experience that I'm talking about. That's that's what it's all about right there, bud.
That's interesting you said that. That's what you just said about slowing down and enjoying the journey is like a big conversation in jiu-jitsu. Where people are in a hurry to get their stripes, a hurry to learn shit, in a hurry to be fucking Gordon Ryan or something, some like extreme fucking badass jiu-jitsu person.
luck.
And every person I've watched starts out like that the first couple months, and then they realize the reality check of like the slow progression, and that you can only learn so much in a fucking day, and how consistent are you going to be learning that shit every day, did you learn how to do it when everything is right and you're in that position, or did you learn the concept and you can do it from any angle? Because you know that all you're trying to do is bend that arm this way, and you can do that from just about any fucking angle. You just were taught to do it this way. But do you understand that it's not about that position, is rather it's about what you're doing to that joint or what you're doing to that neck and how you can get there. And how are you going to get there? Chess, playing a little game of chess right there.
I love how they have systems for all these different techniques and strategies.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it comes from because there's rules, and so long as there's rules, there's advantages and disadvantages. Because I haven't been to a kumite myself, where, these motherfuckers go at it with no rules and shit, and they're fucking gouging eyes and fucking biting Achilles and shit.
They punch 5 times in 1 second. Ta 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 ta.
Just fucking. Oh, I know a dude that he does the bare, or the JC Yamas. He does the bare knuckle, and he was telling me that, this guy was talking about hitting as hard as he could, hitting some foot, and he's like, nah, you can't do that shit. You hit someone as hard as you can, you're gonna break your hand.
Yep.
He's all.
Don't realize
He's
that.
like, you can hit someone as hard as you can with the glove, but even then you can hurt yourself. He's all. But if you try to hit someone as hard as you can with your bare knuckle, he's like, you're gonna fucking break something because
it's inevitable.
He's all that face is hard. He's all. I was also learning about this. I'm gonna rant. There was these pictures. Back in the day, they showed the boxers like this and shit. And so I've always heard people talk shit about, look how stupid these fools are. They fight like this and shit. Well, what happened was that there was different rules back then, and because we have the rules that we have now about like safety and longevity and only so many fucking rounds. Well, back in the day, they fought 100 rounds and shit.
Yeah,
So
round 25 and shit. That's crazy.
So what happened was that they didn't want to take on like long damage, and they also understood that they could break their fucking hands hitting someone in the face. So what would happen is that these guys wouldn't go for each other's faces. They go for body shots. And their techniques was more about trying to get a body shot, which meant that an overhand, like how we throw regular punches, wasn't really beneficial to them. According to this video, it was talking about how an underhand punch would be better because they're to the body. So that's why they fought like that. So people were talking about how motherfuckers didn't know how to fight back then, but it's like, no, based on the rules that they were fighting with, that's the best way to fight. Whereas, like, you know, if you're in Bellator or when you're in UFC, there's different rules and there's different things you can do, because you would probably learn that if a fool, you can knee a motherfucker in the face, but there's rules where if the fucker has his hand down, you can't do that shit.
Right.
You know, so even though that's the best move, you can't do it. So what's the second best move that's legal? Anyways, I went on a little rant about that shit. But in jiu-jitsu, they do talk a lot about the journey. Like, don't be in a rush. You know, and it's true, man. You meet people, you learn about their lives, and just like I think like in anything, when you get into, whether it be a church, a fraternity, an occupation, it kind of you build a network of people, and if you like those people, like, you just get more into it. And jiu-jitsu is one of those where if you get into it, most of it is not just improving yourself, but you're learning about how to have character. Like you said, like, you learn that it's about the journey, and so you apply it to your life. You go like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna enjoy my days and what I'm doing and going to school, and, you know, not being like, oh, my life sucks because I'm eating ramen every fucking day. Rather, you're like, bro, I'm eating ramen today, bro, but when I fucking make it, you know, I'm gonna fucking do it, bro. But you're not like smoked out, smoking shit, trying to say that. You know, you're like actively trying to do something with your life. You're not smoked out.
Not making spread. With some flaming hot Cheetos and shit.
Do you have I made it kind of concept in your mind of, like, not necessarily like, oh, I'm on top of the world, but more like I'm an established comedian?
Okay, that's a good question. I really haven't defined what me making it is. More so what I'm doing. You know, am I consistent? Am I continuing this journey? Like, am I in that mode where I can't settle for anything else but to be the best I possibly can? Because I'm the type of person, I'm never satisfied. So I don't think I'm going to be personally able to sit back one day unless I'm done, retired, and dead, almost like, okay, this is what I accomplished. That's not how my brain works, bro. The way I operate is constant improvement. You know, I'm a process improvement manager for work. Like, I'm a Virgo. I'm never fucking satisfied. I'm always detail oriented about things of improvement, increasing productivity, or being more efficient. So I don't think even when I do a joke, like 2 days later, that joke's trash in my eyes. I can make it better now, you know? But as far as like sitting back and, you know, a comedy special. I would like to do a showcase with my buddies. We all do like, you know, 20, 30-minute sets, and then we put it out there and it's a fucking success and we go on tour. That right there would be a dream come true, and I could sit back and say we did it. That'd be an accomplished, and that's going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind the work and effort that me and my boys put in, like, there's no denying. There is no denying. Even you can try all you want, but like, it is in the inevitable. You know, that work, that ethic, that time, you can't beat that. You know, if I'm getting, it's just like Kobe. It's that Mamba mentality, man. I'm up every fucking morning putting in this work. Are you? Are you at work working, or are you working? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm working all the damn time. My brain does not stop. I'm sitting on the toilet coming up with a better joke than you right now. I'm efficient, motherfucker. I'm at it. So there's no way you're going to stop me from getting there. All you're going to see is me proceed to get better and better. And then you're going to have to come to the realization, fuck, I can't stand this dude, but he's fucking good.
Have you, in the time you've done comedy and all the places you've gone, took notice of someone where you're like, either why are you wasting your time if you're not going to try? Or how can someone not improve? Like, I've seen this guy come here and he's trying, you know, but like, why is he not improving?
I'll give you a good example. I got locked up for 3 weeks.
Oh,
I get locked up for 3 weeks, right? and all I do in jail is write. Dude, they fucking, on Friday, I don't know if you know on Fridays, but on Fridays, like when the commissary comes in, like everyone does like this big old thing, right? Sometimes it's Thursdays, depends on where you're at, but yeah, every fucking commissary day, they'd all have their little snacks and everything. They turn off the fucking TV for me to do fucking open mic.
That's what's up.
Yeah, bro. Like I didn't think that shit would happen. I was just talking out loud one day, and they're like, "Hey, why don't you do a set for us?" I was like, "If we got the TV on all the day, we'll turn that shit off." And I was like, "I knew that's a big deal. That's a fucking big deal."
Because there's actually rules about
Yeah.
who holds that TV and
Yeah.
shit. Like who turns it on, who turns it off. You know.
There's so many rules in there, bro. And what's crazy is I'm not like a rule guy. I don't really, but I'm me, and I think me naturally is respectful. So it's appreciated.
The Alvaro was just watching you, fool. He's like, look at this motherfucker right here.
They started calling me OG right off the bat because I'm just older, But they can tell from, I guess, what I look like or my perception or whatever that they have of me is just I've been through it, And I'm not here to be bullshit. I'm just trying to get by, just like everybody else, man. But okay, so I was getting off topic. I come back after fucking 3 weeks, and I'm just curious. I'm like, how many of these people that I go to this open mic at Tumblr are gonna say the same goddamn jokes that they were saying 3 weeks ago with nothing added, nothing changed, and the same fucking variation? And then I hear this,
90%.
and then I heard this dude tell his cat effing joke and his rabbit effing joke or whatever, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to call out anybody, but it's just so primitive to me to be in that same mindset and thinking like I'm doing comedy, like pronouncing to people, I'm a comedian. No, you're not. You're like a fucking rerun, bro. You're a rerun. You're doing the same bits
You're
over.
a rerun that nobody wants to watch. You're filling in dead air.
The number
That's
one
fucked up.
greatest, somebody gave me like a little praise, right? The best thing I heard ever was when they said, bro, I can hear you tell the same joke, never the same. It don't matter. It may be the same premise, but you're adding something new. You got this or this angle to it, or you pivot this point. You're always trying. And I was like, that's just who I am. I love you for saying that, though, man, because I appreciate that. Because someone recognizes it.
And it's nice to have that because I've seen, again, doing shows with G, where depending on the price they paid was the way they told the joke. Not like the energy or anything like that. But
Okay.
there's the 2 minute
Version? Yeah.
of the package, the bronze package. You know?
I love it. I love
And
it.
then there's the triple diamond package.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
this motherfucking joke don't end. It's 2 minutes with a tag of 2 minutes and another 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna go on my other shit, and then I'm gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
And then that's
That
the
is so true.
That's a triple diamond package right there.
It's real though. When it gets to that point, it's real because like, especially with the crowds too. Like, if the crowd is like bullshit, you don't deserve my grade A shit. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna give you a tidbit, like a snippet of it. You're gonna like it, and then I'm gonna keep it moving because you know what? You guys don't want to put in the work or time or the effort in the show. That's fine. I'm big on energy, bro. I'm really big on energy. When I get into a room, it doesn't even have to be a lot of people. But if the people are good people, if they came with the purpose of laughing, they came with a reason, like I respect that. So I'm going to give you my undivided best possible. And I'm not there to half-ass shit. That's more like a petty thing that I do in a situation like somebody is wronging me or something that's going on. And I'm just like, fuck this place,
Yeah.
Then I'm just like, whatever. But when it comes to the crowd, like they deserve the best of me. If they choose to be participants in it,
Yeah.
it's like in a mutual agreement where we're going upon. Like you came here for a reason, not because the football game's on or this. And those are tough ass fucking rooms too. Like you go to a biker bar, but that's a challenge too. Like I've never seen a room I didn't want. Didn't mean I liked it, but I want to hit every room. I want to be in every situation. I want that muscle memory of knowing this motherfucker right here. This is what he wants. Yeah, I know what he wants.
Have you come across? Everybody has different names. So I've heard chuckle bitches,
Chuckle fuckers.
chuckle fuckers. Any thoughts on that subject? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Do you think that's cool? Do you think it's kind of lame? Do you like it's just another fucking genre?
I definitely think there is a version of the basketball groupies, the chuckle fuckers. That's really what they are. Is they're groupies. They go to a lot of the shows, the different different comics they're banging. What's crazy is like they could make a fucking showcase. They could do a festival with all the comics that they've slept with. Sometimes it's crazy, and I get it. You know, hey, if that's your lane, so be it. Be a chuckle fucker. But what's crazy to me is when like it gets thrusted in front of me. Like, bro, there was this time I was watching this comic. I'm not gonna use any names, but this one person was getting fingered by this other person in my line of sight of watching a comedy show, and that's where I draw the fucking line. I wanted to go over there and choke these motherfuckers out, both of them. Both of them are in the game, been in the game for a while, whatever, and I was just like, fuck, man. I came here to watch a show, not to see your show.
Had it been two chuckle bitches, would you have been mad?
Still,
Like,
still, bro. I didn't come here for that.
It's fucking
If I want that, I'll go on fucking, you know.
I'm the entertainment, bitch.
You're fucking with my shit. This is my sanctity right now. And it's like you're in my line of view. Like, I can't avoid it. Like, everywhere I look, it's there. Like, I had to move. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go outside and
It's all
smoke.
the server and shit. It's like, man, get your finger out my fries and shit.
I went outside to smoke, and then I told my boy, I just took vented out, you know. I was just like, I got to get this shit off my chest so I can fucking decompress, you know. It's best to let it out. So I did, and I just went back, and everything was fine afterwards.
The only time I took notice of it, I wasn't really considering the person a chuckle fucker. I thought it was just a person really trying to do comedy for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of, you know, whatever word gets around, people like to brag and whatever the fuck. And so I took notice that like it's one thing when like you have like the groupies, right? You want to call them groupies. It's one thing if they're groupies, but then like it's kind of weird when they end up dating one of the comics. That's fucking weird, bro.
Or they get married.
I haven't seen that yet.
No.
But
But I can can imagine it's happening.
I remember. I'll tell you one. I don't want to give too much detail. Let me see. One of the comics had a party. I won't say what type because then I'm narrowing down. But anyway, it was just a party, right? All the comics went to hang out, and there was obviously the people who do comedy. The people who are somehow related to the people who do comedy, and then the fans, right? The people who kind of hang out and don't do comedy. They talk about wanting to do comedy someday, but they're just kind of hanging out. Anyways, the chuckle fuckers, some ways. Well, anyways, I show up. I was a little bit new, and it was like kind of one of the first times I got invited to one of the gatherings.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to this gathering, and then I'm talking to one chick. And then I'm talking to another chick, and then I'm talking to a couple other comics, and then it kind of gets to me. I'm kind of understanding that like these two people used to date, and they feel a little awkward around each other, and then this other person used to date so and so, and then that's another. And so I was just kind of like listening, like it's like whatever. And then this one dude is telling me he looked kind of sad, right? I won't say his name. He just looked kind of sad, and I was like, "You all right?" It's like. And he's just drinking by himself in the kitchen and shit. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to keep trying to pep this guy up and shit. I'm just going to go outside and have fun with the fucking games. And so I go out there, and this chick is talking to me. I never met her before.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, hey, and she's like, oh, I've seen you a couple times, blah, blah, Iceberg. And I was like, yeah. She's like, you're funny. I was like, all right. And then I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, oh, we're going to start a game of beer pong. Was it beer pong?
Mm-hmm.
Beer pong. Do you want to play? I was like, yeah, I'm down. Just fucking do it. And so we start playing and play a game. And then she like the night's going and stuff, and then next thing you know, this girl's telling me like random shit. Where like where's this going? Like, I mean, is this bitch just fucking ranting, or is this bitch fucking telling me some shit where I wasn't interested anyways? But
Right.
I mean, but I was still trying to figure out like
Throwing
what's-
feelers out.
Yeah, because she was just like, I just love sucking dick, and I was just like, God, that's a. I made the same sound. I was like, all right. Tell me more. Tell me more. And so she just kind of makes those passes, you know, where she's making these comments about just, you know, needing some dick to suck and how she loves sucking dick and she could go for sucking a dick, and I'm just kind of like ignoring it, which I felt bad too because she was throwing it out there.
Yeah, really hard.
And then I was kind of like, all right, and for all I knew, I'm glad. I didn't know who she was or what was going on in the moment, but later on I kind of figured it out and shit. So I'm just like, oh, okay. And so, I go back inside, and the dude is still fucking sad, bro. And so all of a sudden he tells me that he liked that girl, and that he had, I guess they had broken up or something, and then like she's still hanging out. And now she's trying to suck off other comics and shit.
Yeah.
And this
That's gotta be rough.
And this fool still has like feelings for her. I could tell. Obviously, he's all sad, right?
Yeah.
And so then I'm not gonna tell this fool like, bro, this bitch just trying to suck my dick outside.
Hey, bro, she really likes sucking dick, dog. She really does.
Hey, bro. And the only thing it really did though was kind of like exactly what you were saying. I was just kind of like, that shit must be good. This was that sprung. She did something to this fool.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, was it sucking his dick? You know? And so
It's really hard. It's really hard to get rid of somebody that sucks really good dick, dog. Like, they really got to piss you off.
And so like maybe like a hour later or something, you know, you just get lost in the party and shit.
Yeah.
And the next time I'm like thinking like, what happened to the beer pong game? Like I thought we were still playing beer pong. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, what happened to the white girl? And then all of a sudden, I shouldn't have said that. Fuck. I was like, what? Cut. So I was like, what happened to this girl? And so I put two and two together. They both got drunk enough to where like they went to the car and like I knew they went.
I'm
to the
gonna guess she sucked dick.
I'm gonna assume that she got to suck a dick, you know.
Yeah, man.
But I was like, she was gonna suck a dick, you know.
Yeah, women.
And it wasn't the one she wanted to go to, and she knew that dick, right? In my mind, I'm like, she knew that dick, and she was like, I'm still gonna try to find a better dick, like or another dick.
Comfortability.
That's sad.
You get comfortable with stuff.
She like, she don't like him, not even his dick, and he's there in the kitchen drinking by himself, sad.
That's just crazy. Yeah, I don't get that shit, man. Like for me, like I'm so focused on where I'm going. Like even chicks that I talk to, like it has to be known, comedy is priority. Like everything falls behind that. And if you don't accept that, tough shit. I really don't give a fuck, you know. And I think that's why me being single for so long really kind of helps me being in the comedy scene, because I'm so not focused on like chicks are all over the place. Like my homegirl was telling me, she's like, all these beautiful women are at your show. Look at this, da da da. And I'm just like, they're homies. They're friends. They're supporters, really.
Yeah.
Do I want to fuck all my supporters and ruin the support? Kind of tainted if you do that. And one of the comics that I met in the very beginning, it was so funny. This is a great story of this guy. He's literally telling me how he's on Plenty of Fish and he's promoting his comedy, right? And he's meeting all these chicks and he's banging all these chicks that go to his show. But it's a bad thing because then the other chick goes to the show and then all this drama unfolds. And as he's telling me, this chick walks up to our table and is like, why haven't you responded to my text? And I was like, oh shit, like real time right here. I've seen experience, you know? And I was like, at that point, I was like, there's no way. There's no way, not with a 10-foot pole would I get that close. You know, I want to keep my sanctity pure right now. So if it's something outside of that area of vicinity, great. If it's something I can like get a little change from what I'm doing to get away from things, like decompress, great. I love going on trips out of town. I love going places.
I like your Trump pose right there. Fool.
But
The power stance.
But yeah, this is my back starting to hurt, so I'm excited. Need more support.
Elbowed my
It's
shit
all
right now.
good. But
We'll start wrapping up then. Also, so we can take a little break.
Mm.
Any shows coming up? Anything you want to promote? Obviously, there's the comedy clubs that we have.
yeah. So first and foremost, Jokes on You every Monday. It is a roast battle setting. The best thing about it is anyone can come in and roast. So like your mom and your dad, if they had beef, they could come and roast each other. We have people that can help write. And we have tons of comics that are at our disposal if need be. But I could just imagine, like, we had a couple come in, a boyfriend and girlfriend, and some of them are, they're struggling comics, so it really brought a different feel to it. So I definitely like how we're doing a DeSouza Mero style, where we show a video clip in the beginning and we talk shit, and we have an audience microphone so the audience can get involved. Really helps them get their heckling out of the way before the show starts, I think.
Yeah.
So they get all that shit out there, and then we're like, okay, shut the fuck up now. And then we do the improv mic, so you have over 100 suggestions that come up on the screen. We have a green screen. We can really record. some pretty cool stuff we're doing there. And eventually, like it's like you were saying earlier, Mondays is like one of the slowest days I ever hear from all the clubs. Well, we're developing this, this Monday show that's live, and eventually it's gonna be on Patreon. It's gonna be a big thing. I could tell. So we got jokes on you every Monday. Of course, you got the open mics at the Well. You have Sundays like today. Try it out. You have the Thursday Hallmark, and then you got the Taco Tuesday. Tamblers on Wednesdays. But as far as shows goes, I know I got some coming up in Delano. I'll be there. And I also have a Hanford show on the November 2nd.
Hanford, is that the something line? The
Trent
station?
Bab stuff. Yeah,
The bass line or something?
I'm not sure, but I know I got the
Trent Bab. That's what you said.
Yeah, that's the second Trent Bab show in Hanford.